Australia's acquisition be impacted by the US scaling down production of Virginia-class vessels from 2 to 1?
No, our plans are very clear going forward. We have an agreement that was reached with the United States and the UK. That legislation went through the US Congress last year. That was a product of a lot of hard work. It is in Australia's interest to have a defence of our nation that is appropriate. You'll see, I was at Tyndall yesterday. You'll see as well increased presence of ADF personnel and assets in the northern part of Australia. That was part of the Defence Strategic Review. Richard Miles is here in the Territory today, again meeting with our Australian Defence Force personnel, and it is an important part of my government's commitment to serving the national interest, is serving the defence of Australia.
Canada, who we've released joint statements on Israel and Gaza with, they've announced $1 million to back inquiry into sexual and gender-based violence in Palestine. Should Australia do the same?
Look, it's not up to me to determine what other nations do. What Australia has done is we doubled our funding for UNRWA. We have put out a very consistent position, including 2 joint statements with the Prime Ministers of Canada and New Zealand. Those joint statements have condemned the terrorist act by Hamas on October 7. They've called for the release of hostages. They've called for a sustainable ceasefire. They've called for humanitarian assistance to be able to be delivered to the people of Gaza. They have called for a long-term political solution in which you have a 2-state solution is what is required. We've consistently, my government has been consistent about putting those issues forward. We'll continue to do so. We'll continue to look at avenues for further humanitarian support for the people of Gaza who are suffering terribly, and we'll continue to say that innocent lives, too many have been lost, both Israeli and Palestinian, and we'll continue to put forward that consistent position. The international community have a role to play in this, and we'll continue to do our part.